We don't need that light on. What's up, everybody? This is recorded live or Memorex, however you want to do it. Take these glasses off. I don't think they're helping. See if anybody comes in here. Maybe not. McGee Films, Big Rich, Peterbilt Mark, Jeffrey Like. Jeffrey Like says he's first, even though he's the fourth in the comments. Trucker Steve in PA, how's it going? Jeffrey, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and you had some good time off. Captain Jim, what's up? I was supposed to call you today. I forgot, Jim. I'm sorry. Thor, what's up? Celtic Bar, Peterbilt Mark. Number 2 is First Loser. Nothing Witty is in the house. Big Rich, Captain Jim, Larry Fisher, My Truckin' Life Ace. Captain Jim, I did get on the road yesterday. Rick Jones, Larry Fisher. Oh, my eyes been hurting. Love your music links. Thank you, Hydro Tony. So, let's talk about Texomatic Productions. As you can see, I'm wearing the hat. Tex Crowley did a video about me a couple of years ago. He does this Life of a Trucker series. And I was number 7. Pale Rider's on that list. Ike Stevens is on that list. Little Guy's on that list. George and Wendy are on that list. Yes, Tex does rule. Interesting vid I just shared, hey? What video is that, Outcast? Clyde, I'm doing alright. Larry Fisher. So, it's Saturday night, technically, depending on if you're on the East Coast. Looking at a nice, pretty sunset, and I figure I'd do my Saturday Night Live thing. Saturday Night Live is open chat about anything you want to chat about. There's no purpose to the video other than interaction with my my subscribers. Just posted it to my channel. Let me check that out, Thor. Your beard has less gray in the vid. Tell me about it, Trucker Steve, PA. Big Rich, just for laughing at Jeff, he's gonna lose your number. Ah, don't make the Godfather mad. Hey, Dan, what's up? Dan Smith's in the house. All right, Thor, let's take a look, see what you got going on here. Look at that dork. That guy's a dork. Not Thor, this guy in this video. Let's see here. Just don't lose my number. Captain Jim doesn't want you to lose his number. The black musician explains why he is friends with white supremacists. Now, I haven't watched that yet, Thor. Whoa, holy moly, Weird Racing. Wow. Weird Racing, thank you very much, dude. I am honored and I'm touched by that. Thank you very much. Weird Racing is now my favorite subscriber. Thank you very much. TJ Jones asked what you end up doing for Turkey Day. We just stayed at home. Daughter wasn't feeling good, so we didn't invite anybody over. We just had turkey. Turkey I didn't cook. We just heated up. And it was simple. All I did was watch football games. We watched the Thanksgiving Day parade, and that was it. I worked on my numbers a little bit. So, you have to be in Atlanta tomorrow, Larry. Or Jim, I mean. Weird Racing, thank you very much. Thor, I'll check out the video as soon as I get off this. Micro Machine is my daughter, by the way. Oh, okay, cool. That's a good name for her. Good game on radio now, Alabama and Auburn. Maybe that's why my turnout's not very as high as it usually is on Saturday nights. Yeah, Checkity Echo's what I've been saying for months. I will. Hey, Thor, did you ever check out that Wardruna? They're the same people that do the soundtrack for, not the beginning song, but they do the normal soundtrack for Vikings TV show. It's really good stuff. I meant to say that link, I forgot. I hate to say it, but that parade was not good. You know, Captain Jim, let's talk about the Thanksgiving Day parade. All it is if you watch the CBS version, all it is a big advertisement for the CBS shows. And then if you watch the NBC version, it's basically an advertisement for all the plays, all the stuff on Broadway. And they don't focus on the balloons and the floats like they used to. And then it's also 3 hours of bad lip syncing. You know, they got the microphones with the windscreen. They're like, la da 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 da. You know? And it's kind of funny to me because there are some people that are really good at lip syncing and some people that are really bad at it. You know, kind of like that Mariah Carey on New Year's Eve last year. Horrible, horrible. These people make millions of dollars and they don't know how to lip sync. Yeah, I'll resend that link, Thor. Larry Fisher is in the house. The kid's in the house. The pilot I was at last night got mobbed by a marching band from Mississippi. Yeah, there's a lot of bands rolling around, especially if you're going west from New York City. 8 tour buses, wow. Big Tex Trucking in the house. But anyways, if you follow me on Facebook, I posted Tex Crowley. He's been releasing his Life of a Trucker series. And he's been doing one a week, and this week's my week. Thor says I'm going to be sponsored possibly. Now I'm somebody, LOL. I already had my sponsorship. Jeffrey Like sent me a bunch of pants, and now Weird Racing has sponsored me. Just playing, I can't back that up. Micro Machine, how old is my daughter? She is 13, just turned 13 2 days ago. 13 going on 20. Dan says Mariah Carey sucks. She couldn't even sell out a venue that holds less than 5,000 people in Bethlehem, PA. What's my Facebook name? It is Steve Allington. Just type in Snorlord, I'll come up. You're 12. Okay, Micro Machine. Every now and then my daughter watches my videos. She's there for when I do them live at home. So, but anyways, I thought I'd give a shout out to Tex Crowley and Texomatic Productions. If you are not familiar with Tex Crowley, you need to get familiar with him because he is one of the originators of the YouTube trucking world. It was him, Trucker Steve, Vince, and Eskimo Sean. They were the first ones that I stumbled on. You need to sing a few lines for that super chat, just saying, says Jeffrey Like. Well, what I'll do is I'll play a video off the tablet and I'll just lip sync it. How about that, Jeffrey? Jeffrey's trying to get me in trouble. Music Trucker, AK Bandits in the house. Thor, I'm chilling with my youngest boy playing some Tony Hawk's starting on Xbox. Cool. You know, we're still old school on the video game world. We still have a Nintendo GameCube, right? And I have the Godzilla game. Godzilla Melee is what it's called, something like that. And basically you can pick different characters of Godzilla movies and fight each other. And that's what my daughter and I did quite a bit this past weekend. I'm at that time of night where people are starting to park near me. So, getting kind of nervous. Where I'm sitting should be a straight back either side. Trucker Eric Journeys, what's up? Dan Schmidt, eating dinner, no phones at the table, gotta go. All right, Dan, that's a good rule to have. Sing a line, come on, get back to the crowd. No. No, Jeff. Super Smash Brothers Melee, best game ever. Mario Kart, Jeffrey. I hate video games, but my son likes it, so I'm playing it with him. That's cool, Thor. I spent a lot of time playing that. The Godzilla game, Ace. Captain Jim says, Jeffrey, like, if I see, can I get a wrench? I have a PS1, 2, 3, 4, and Xbox 360. Says Bandit. Nah, man, that's too much, dude. I had a PS3 or 2. I had a PS2 in the truck, and it got smashed. I'm not a video game person at all. Eric's going to Houston. McGee Films 007. Mario Kart rocked. Zelda. Jeffrey Like. Yep. I sat there and watched my dad defeat Zelda back in the day, back in the old Nintendo game days. Remember that? I still got my old Zelda Nintendo games, I believe. Bandit's a tech junkie. I'd say we stuff going here. I'll catch the replay, bro. Have a good night. Spy Hunter. All right, Machine. You have a good night. Jeffrey, you just got cool points, says Thor. Favorite system for Zelda was N64, says Big Rich. Spy Hunter. LOL. Yeah, the original Zelda was awesome. You know, there's a place called 1984 in Springfield, Missouri that's like the old school arcade that you go in and basically you pay like $7 to get in, and everything but the pinball machines is like it's on unlimited credits. So you just go up to the machine and click go and you're good to go. And hey Natus, what's up? And and my son likes to go to that. It's pretty cool. I end up playing like Galaga, Miss Pac-Man, the Star Wars game. Oh, and Sinistar. Remember Sinistar? Sinistar was like awesome. It's like it was almost death metal in a way. It's almost like beware, I live. You know, it was kind of cool. Asteroids, yeah, Captain Jim. TJ Jones says, I stopped playing any type of video games like 7 years ago and never really played that much. Got tired of the kids just sitting around ignoring their stuff and just playing outside. Outcast, I need to own a video game store. Brother had all the systems. Oh, he used to own a video game store. So yeah, Jeffrey likes all about all the video games. Yep. I always like Galaga too. McGee Films asking about the store. Soon we'll be talking Coleco system and games. Now you're going back, Mr. Freight Shaker Gary. Nah, I think Nintendo just came out with like a little version of, it's got all the games built in of all the old games. So like Tetris and you know, Tetris is a fun one, man. My dad actually beat the Tetris. He did level 9, starting from level 9, and he beat it. And he took pictures of what happens at the end. You know, it was pretty cool. Captain Jim's likes to make venison in his spare time instead of video games. All the old Ataris. Yeah, you can buy an Atari system now. All the games are built into the system. And, you know, I think that's like it's not even that expensive. It's like $100 or something. You know, another game that we have at home is 18-wheeler. And my son got really heavy into that game. He was learning how to park and everything. Weird Racing says, MAME arcade systems on PC. I built a few to have all-in-one arcade games. Oh, that's cool. Larry Fisher, Splinter Cell. Next bit, Jeff, talk about it. I'm interested. I love hearing about others' past. Makes me feel normal. Free on your phone. Yeah, isn't there a thing where you like Google Pac-Man? You can actually play Pac-Man on Google there. Big Rich says, "Where's Daniel? He's usually here." Yeah, Daniel's been kind of MIA here since the holidays. I think he was on briefly when I was doing the Thanksgiving feed, but you know, he might be doing some military stuff. He might just be at home with family. But yeah, he's usually one of the first ones in here. So Steve Berger in the house. Steve Berger's last 2 videos are really good. If you go to his channel, he's discovered a new app to help edit his videos, and I think it's pretty cool. He just posted a video about Brotherhood. It was nice to hear. Excellent. I'm digging, you know. Jeffrey Like says, "Thor, my commercials are still on YouTube from local TV station." Jeff, you need to send me a link to one of those videos. Oh, Daniel did the video about Brotherhood. Well, that's cool. Daniel's a good guy, man. As soon as I posted all the apnea stuff on Bandcamp, I think he went to town. And, you know, that's the other cool thing about Tex Crowley's video with me is we use a song on there, an apnea song. It was fun making that video. That was when I met Tex for the first time. We hung out for hours. And then I ran into him a couple more times in Huntsville, Texas there, and hung out. And I got to watch him make some video stuff, and other trucker James Best isn't here either. He might be at home, Ace. I've yet to watch his or listen to his 2-hour live feed yet. I said yet twice in the sentence. It's great. It's awesome, isn't it? I got great English skills. So I screwed up. I'm sitting for a minute because I'm only 130 miles from my destination, and it doesn't deliver till Monday morning. So I'll go the rest of the way tomorrow. I could have gone there today, but where I need to park is going to be really busy, so I'll do it on a Sunday. And here I get a shower, I get a bathroom, I get everything. So you have a lot of great people in here, Steve, says Captain Jim. You are correct. Especially Weird Racing. Daniel got lost on another deadhead. He drove out of Wi-Fi range. Nailed it. You know who else is missing is Pale Rider. Good guess, Trucker Steve, but sadly no. Jeff just posted a link. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to go to my own live feed here. Let's see. Library. My videos. That way I can click on the link, put it on my history so I can watch it later. Turn that down. Oh, man. The beginning video is an ELD commercial. I'm sorry about that, guys. Makes me look pro-mandate. Oops. Man, you guys are commenting so fast I can't. There it is. There's the link. Oh, check it out. Oh, I gotta turn it back up. The Game Zone.
Game Zone in downtown Marquette is the ultimate place for games, video games, systems, and accessories. Come play your favorite system on one of our 5 big screen TVs. Game Zone also carries a large selection of board games, miniatures, and role-playing games for all ages. Come in and try before you buy, or just come in to play. Game Zone is a safe, friendly place for the kids and is available for birthday parties and private gamer parties. Come play at the Zone. Game Zone on West Washington Street, Marquette.
Game Zone. Hey, is that your personal phone number on there, Jeff? Anybody wants to call Jeff, that's his phone number in the commercial. Just call that. Weird Race says, no, the ELD commercial is probably a Google picked commercial based off your searches. I never search ELD. People have found me in ELD searches, though. Making flames and smoke come out of my hood. Uh-oh, Eric, that's not good. McGee Films is sitting at home. Shadow Wolf in the house. Check him out. Shadow Wolf's in here. 84. Whose number is that? En route to Georgia, says Bandit. I think Pale Rider's on his way to Georgia too, or he's coming back from Georgia, one or the other. I was hoping I'd cross paths with him because I'll be in Pale Rider land tomorrow, Arkansas. I did the Smoke and Flames on a vlog 2 days ago. Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about artwork. Everyone call him now, LOL. All the loads going to Pittsburgh. We're actually going to Ohio for $150 less burger. Yeah, the low board's been kind of weird lately. Did anybody watch Coach's feed about Schneider last night? What'd you guys think of that video? I'm 53, going through a career change. Take my CDL test Tuesday. Watch a lot of Jeffrey Like and Red Viking Trucker. Bill Ryder, super cool. Cat 2. Hi, Tony. Good luck to you. And welcome to the dark side. Ace says, TC's video bummed me out. Let's talk about that, Ace. See y'all later. Me and wife are going to watch a movie. Jeffrey Like, thank you for coming in and chilling with us. Later, Jeff. I wasn't going to address Coach's video, but Ace, let's talk about that for a second. Every single company you go for, you look at, has success stories and has failures. Okay? There are many people that are doing well here, and there are many people that are not doing well here. And Ace, don't let it bum you out. You use that information and turn it around. Not everybody is doing, you know, I was kind of surprised about Marine Trucker. He was talking about how it was a good program, and then he would kind of, you know, say things that were negative about the program. And, you know, and excuse me, I get it. But a lot of the situations are attitude. You know, he sat there and said that he does a lot of Ohio to Texas. But then he turned around and said that Texas is not a good market to go into. And the self-contradicting was interesting to me. So, you're going to work hard, Ace, but, you know, depending on where you live and what areas you're running, you'll do okay. It's a lot of it's attitude. And don't let Coach's video discourage you, Ace, because while it's good to be nervous and it's good to be aware of the shortcomings of the program, but it doesn't matter who you work for. It doesn't matter where you decide to sign a truck onto. There are issues everywhere. And Coach has some good information on there. And there was also Marine Trucker, you know, sounded like a cool dude, but at the same time he was negative about a program that he's in. And that was interesting to me. But you got Christian Trucker, who does well with Schneider Finance Truck. You got Gary Compton that's doing all right with the Schneider Finance truck. You have Steve Berger, who did a year with the Schneider Finance truck. Up in Pennsylvania, one of the no zones that Marine Trucker talked about. You had Russ Maynard, who he's got a new channel. And he lives in California. He does all the West Coast stuff. And he had a Schneider Finance truck for a year and was able to have enough money to get his own truck after his 1-year lease was up. So there, you know, it's just like Prime. I live in Springfield, Missouri, where there's a ton of Prime drivers, right? Some do well, some don't do well. And 9 times out of 10, whether you do well or not is all on the driver, not on the company. It's all about attitude. It's all about how you approach things. So, Peterbilt Mark says, Schneider has some LTL stuff going out of Modesto, California. You know anything about that? Not at all, Mark. I wish I could help you. Trucker Steven PA says, I can't sit through his videos anymore. It's all sky is falling stuff and him being distracted by comments so much that he's all over the place. You on the other hand have ninja live feed skills. Well, thank you, Steve. Oh, is my video cutting out? It's not cutting out on this end, Ace. Someone text Ace to exit the video, go back to notifications, and come back in. That's what I have to do. A lot of times, if you guys are getting a circle of death on somebody's live feed, go to a lower quality setting. Like, go from, say, 480 to 360 or 180. And I'm not going to turn this into a Coach Bash session, because that's not the point. His video had good points. But it was just interesting to me, the interview with Marine Trucker, you know, and I admire his honesty, but I know that a video like that can be discouraging to someone that's thinking about coming to the program, and it could definitely cause some cold feet. Freight Shaker Gary says, that Marine Trucker guy was a Schneider broker. I heard that mentioned, and now as a driver or both, I was confused. Yeah, I don't know if he's still doing both or not. Captain Jim, what? The program is a good stepping stone, right? It guys, being an owner operator is not easy. It just isn't. Trust me. It's not. You know, think about all the brick and mortar businesses that are started. How many of them are still around? You know, how many businesses in your town or your city have you seen like rise and fall? Trucking's no different. And you got to learn the ropes, and you got to have, you know, a good attitude. You know, there's a certain YouTuber, I'm not going to name him, but he was a guy that did a video about buying a truck, and he tried to get it on with Schneider, and he lasted maybe 2 days through the orientation, and he quit. And he couldn't get the Landstar, so he signed his truck on with somebody else. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to name names. But the guy has a lousy attitude, and I saw him live. I saw him at a shipper within the last month, and he carries that attitude wherever he goes. You know, so he has bad relationships with shippers, he has bad relationships with customers, he has bad relationships with his dispatcher, and every little thing is, you know, just to go in there and give the shipper a pickup number was a huge ordeal. And he just had this crappy attitude, and it's people like that take this industry down. It's people like that make this job a lot harder than it needs to, and it's people like that fail at being an owner operator. And because attitude is a huge part of it, because things are going to get rough. Things are going to become uncertain. Things are going to, bite you in the butt. And you just have to, just because it's easier to book loads here at Snyder than it is, say, at Landstar or Traveloco, doesn't mean that it's easy, But, Bandit says this program is a good stepping stone, and it is. Hydro Tony says, I feel that I owned a hydroponic store for 17 years, and it's all over now, here in Los Angeles. I don't even know what that is, Hydro Tony. Ace says, I'm going to be positive, but we aren't getting the true 65%. Okay, I know what you're addressing, Ace. What's interesting is that Jeffrey Like mentioned that 65% thing while he was still at Snyder, over a year ago. And rates do get cut. But you know what? That happens everywhere. That happens at all companies. And as long as you're making what you need to make, it doesn't matter. What they're doing is perfectly legal. And what Ace is referring to is that Snyder Logistics, as a separate company, gets the load. And then they sell that load to Snyder National, and then we get 65% of that. That happens at Landstar. That happens with different brokers, with different agents. Even, if you're in the spot market, it happens. And then I already did that video about gross numbers. So when Marine Trucker said he was making $1.40 a mile average, and Coach said that was horrendous, was the word he used. Well, in reality, the gross is like $2.25. $1.40 is your cut after the 35% that Snyder takes. But if you want to make the 100%, you got to get your own authority. And then you still deal with stuff. But in order to get your own authority, you need a stepping stone. You need to sign on with the carrier to learn how to run your freight lanes, manage your business, and everything else. And that's what Snyder is. We're a stepping stone, just like Traveloco. They encourage them guys to get their own authority because it's a stepping stone. It's a business that sells everything to grow plants indoors. Oh, okay. And Ace, feel free to email me, and I could talk you through some stuff and at least give you the direction of some people that are having a Schneider finance truck. Thomas Wilson, hey Snorkel, I'm cooking steak on the grill, having a cold one. Are you driving home? Are you driving tonight? No, well, I'm out on the road. I wish I was at home with a steak and a beer. Captain Jim says, negative people suck. I have met so many truckers in the past few weeks, it's ridiculous. And I only ran into one that had a bad attitude. All the others were very happy to talk to and lend a hand. Well, that's good. That's good, Jim. Double broker, says Ace. Bandit says 74% here, Ace, and rate sheets come from Sargento Direct. That's what I'm going to work towards. There you go, Ace. Other trucker James Best. Everybody was asking about you, wondering where you were at. You are now here. What about their tanker division? Ken asks. I have no idea about their division. I know that a majority of their freight's around the Chicagoland and on the West Coast, but other than that, I don't know anything about it. The IC Choice program on the tanker side is fairly new. So Trucker Eric says, I make 25% a load as a company driver. I take about $2,000 a week. Bandana, what's up? Sean Price, what's up? Mike John says, great content. Was company driver for 15 years. Use that knowledge in my own authority. There you go. Ken says, thanks. That's where I'll be heading in January. Oh, okay, Ken. Ken Switzer, if you want to start a YouTube channel and talk about the Snyder IC tank side, you'll get a lot of subs, dude. I get asked that all the time. I see Jeff gets asked that all the time. Burger gets asked that all the time about the tank side, and we just don't know because we don't know anybody. Ace, the other thing is, one of the things that the coach video got right was that you will work with that extra high payment on the Snyder Finance side. You'll work a little bit harder. But there are guys that get home every week. It may just be a 34. You know, you might have to go home through the house, you know, with the load going through the house, but you know, you can get home depending on where you live. So Sean says James Snorler going after, sorry guys, your record tonight, S-Burger in that swivel seat. Yeah, Burger's lucky. His truck is different from mine. He's got the swivel seat, and he's also got like this special multicolored light on his air suspension gauge, which is yet to show me that, by the way. Jim says life is what you make of it. If you have a negative attitude, you will draw negative people to you. Positive, chins up, and if things aren't going right, just go with the flow because it will change. Right. You don't have a home, so no loss. Ace, you're in a good spot, dude. You're in a good spot. Thor says, cut the BS. Let's be honest, struck and blows, LOL. Hey Ike Stevens, what's up? And you got the windshield privacy curtains. Yeah, I don't have windshield. There's like a notch, but I don't even have like the hanger things, what's it called? The track. It's just like a gap. Johnny Pitch says I did well at Snyder with a new truck payment and was home almost most weekends, ran Midwest. Right. So here's the thing, guys. It's all about attitude, you know, and Thor brings up a good point. You know, there is a lot of BS here, but have you seen Thor's truck? You know, it's a nice truck, right? Ace, you're going to be okay, dude. Don't let somebody else's negativity affect you. Attitude is everything, right? What's up, John Capone? Yeah, the price has gone up on Steve Berger's truck. It went from $49 to, what's that, $86,000? Truck shop has parts. You need Snorlord. Curtains are not hard to put in yourself. Yeah, you're right, man. All I do is, I just take my Iron Maiden banner and I put it right in the front. That's all I do. No, 86,000 just for the curtains. Son got tired of the skating game, now playing Rock Band. You know, like for example, I was talking to Kristen Trucker today, and he was really worried because he was looking at a potential $3,000 repair, and ended up being nothing. So, you know, here's the thing, guys. This is not just trucking, but life in general. If things are really good, it's going to change. If things are really bad, it's going to change. Nothing stays the same. Whether it's good, bad, nothing. So enjoy the good times. And, you know, and count your blessings. And then, you know, when times get tough, then, you know, you got to deal with it. Strong men create good times. Good times creates weak men. Weak men create bad times. Bad times create strong men. It's a vicious circle. A vicious circle. Pale Rider's in the house. It's about time, Pale Rider. What's up? I want to congratulate Pale Rider for not having any issues that has cost him money in the last 3 videos. So everybody give it up. Let's applaud Mr. Pale Rider. He deserves a bag of kettle chips. Having a custom truck does help. That being said, custom trucks come with custom problems. Thor, I hear you, dude. When I was at the Guilty by Association truck show, I'm like, wow, look at this nice truck. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think I could have a show truck and work it. I really don't. Because I'd be so paranoid. And to keep the cleaning up would be just astronomical. And especially where you live, you're going to go through a lot of winter weather. So, you know, you're constantly having to deal with salt and truck washes. Hell, I got my truck washed and I got a huge gash in my hood because some kid didn't tighten the mop thing on his handle correctly. I don't think I could ever have a show truck. So, Ike Stevens says, give what up? What are you talking about, Ike? I used the circle shades back when I didn't have curtains, the spring-loaded ones, right? Bandana says, fuel mileage must be great, Thor. I think he's being sarcastic. Thor actually did a video about his fuel mileage. And he knows that his truck costs him more money than the average truck. He knows his truck costs more than the average fleet truck because of fuel mileage. He knows that. He's not an idiot. However, I bet you there are times when he wishes he had that 8 miles a gallon, right? Oh, you say give it up for Pale Rider. Give what up? Applaud. Give it up. You know, give it up. Give up a bag of kettle chips just for Pale Rider. Ike must be bored if he's trolling my channel. But Ike Stevens, Rag Chew Productions, he's in one of Tex Crowley's Life of a Trucker series. What number are you, Ike? I know you're like way past me. I'm number 7, and it's my week that's been released. Excuse me, guys. Trucker Eric, when you run 86,000 to the ground at 80 miles per hour, out the door, 19 or 20, okay. Ike says he's number 19 or 20. Ace says, is the automatic on the Freightliner the way to go for fuel mileage? I don't know, Ace. I've heard really good numbers about the automatics on the Freightliners. But I've also heard bad numbers. I think there's a break-in period. And it takes a while for the truck and the transmission to adjust to your driving. So it kind of has to figure out what kind of load you got on, and then it'll start working more efficiently, if that makes any sense. The computer's got to work its things out. And they say that you need to run the crap out of the truck. You need to like just run it hard for a trip or two with the heavy load so everything seals in, There's a break-in period. This truck here was getting good fuel mileage out of the gate because it's been broken in. So, but I've heard mixed results on the automatics. Tell you what, go down a road like US 69 in Oklahoma. I wish I had an automatic at times. Steve Berger says, I'm hungry, Steve. I got new ramen. I got rid of the non-MSG ones. Well, did you keep the non-MSG ones for the homeless, Berger? That's what you should have done. Thomas says, I would love a truck like Thor's, but it's not cost-effective when operating trucking business. It's a very beautiful truck, though. I only wish the Templar twice a year and run like hell. I only watch the Templar twice a year and run like hell. Says Shadow Wolf. Agree with the break-in, Snorlord. Hey, alright, I said something right. Jim says I'm supposed to get a KW T680 with an auto. No shortly. Cool. Guess you'll have to make a decision in a week, Ace. Oh, it just depends on personal preference, really. James Best. Here's another Snyder Finance guide. The other trucker, James Best. He's doing all right. Averaging 8 miles per gallon, but can get better. There you go. Jenny, what's up? No, I backed over them with the trailer because they suck, says Burger. Thor, I only want to look good on the road. I don't care about making money, or so I've heard. LOL. I would do, here's the thing. I think I've got more respect for the guys that have working show trucks than versus show trucks. Because it's the working show trucks that you got to do all the work, but then keep up the clean. Whereas like a show truck, you just bust it out of the garage once a year and shine it up and you're good to go. But either way, it's a lot of money. So, but yeah, who invented MSG free ramen? I mean, that's like half the buzz for those ramen noodles. Mark is leaving us. Fine, Mark, be that way. So, Burger had an automatic Freightliner. John Capone says we have automatics in our fleet, and you have to have time to play a round of golf waiting to get up to speed. Right? I know when I hung out with John Citrone, there at Dallas, we hopped in his truck and we went to In-N-Out Burger, and he had an automatic, and it was just like it's just like, I think it's all how you accelerate too, and we were bobtailing, so that was probably part of it. But some automatics you can gear them where they can start in 4th and 5th gear, and others they have to start in 2nd. I think those are the crummy ones. Pale Rider's got an automatic, and I get jealous when he was sitting there, he's doing his log, and he's accelerating in the parking lot in the truck stop, like, so yeah, I'm going down to Texas and stuff. I'm like, you're not even shifting, man. Can't be much worse than the truck I'm in, right? What? Yeah, Pale Rider, we're talking about you. MSG is the demise to Steve Burger's taste buds. No working show trucks. It's a working on the lights and all the time. Have you guys seen those Tricorp trucks? They're black. I see them all the time in Texas. I was watching one of those dudes fuel, and they carry these big dust busters that they're constantly washing off the hood and dusting those things. It's like, man, during the winter time, I'm lucky to wash my truck once a month. Organic ramen noodles for Burger, says Pale Rider. Burger says MSG is the cornerstone of my taste buds' death. Steve, I have to finish the steak's wife's fussing at me. Maybe you will be on tomorrow night. Have a great evening. Gotta go. I might, Thomas. I'm gonna be bored as bored a lot. Everybody check out Shadow Wolf's channel, man. He's got the best coffee review you can do. He took a page from Pale Rider and a couple of my crappy ones and here's our coffee review, and he just went, he went like that. That's a real sound effect, by the way. So, the great thing about working this weekend is that the truck stops have been empty. It's been kind of nice. Traffic, though, is kind of horrible. A lot of college football traffic. Bored tomorrow? Yeah, dude. I've only got 130 miles to do tomorrow. Pale Rider TV says, hey, I'm the original coffee review. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Pale Rider. There's a certain YouTuber that says he was the originator of the coffee time thing, right? And I call BS on that because years ago, Pale Rider did this whole coffee with the trucker series. I think there's only 2 of them, but still. It was all the way back when I was a company driver for Transland. That was the first time I actually met him in person, was at the Choctaw Casino. And you could see the brand new blue Kenworth that I was driving that Transland just issued me. And we had coffee. And that was years ago. And, but, it doesn't matter who's the originator. In a way, we're all copying, like, Trucker Steve or Tex Crowley or Vince, or Eskimo Sean. We're all copying them to a certain degree. So, Pale Rider, you got the thumbnail to prove it. Matt Keeley says Florida nice and warm. It's nice here too, man. It was 70 degrees. And I had a Crete driver over here, right? He was parked across from me, right? And he decides that he's going to move next to me and then idle his truck. But it gets better. What does he do? He opens his window while smoking a cigarette while the truck's idling. Does that make any sense? 90% of these guys that idle in perfect weather are the same ones griping about how they don't make any money. Or if they're on the company side, they're griping about how their company puts limits on their idling. Yeah, because you're wasting it. If it's 30 degrees, idle the truck. If it's 80 degrees, idle the truck. But when it's a perfect 72 degrees and you have a breeze going through, it's just money. You don't need that. Seaburger says I could do a root beer review. Anybody listen to this video all that quiet time, they're like, oh man, I lost Steve there. Thor is, yeah, I got to roll in the morning. Gary says, I don't drink coffee, but I thought about doing a coffee review, gone bad. Captain Jim says, the very best barbecue I ever had was from Scott's in Hemming, South Carolina. He only does whole hog. Pale was the first. See, Thor has declared it. Pale was the first. John asks, what will you do with yourself so only 130 miles to go? It's going to be rough, dude. It's going to be rough. Everyone has copied the original at one point or another. Yes, you are absolutely right, Thor. Here's coming from a musician side. I remember reading an interview that Prince hated it when other artists covered his music. And I thought that was kind of a lousy attitude, because if a band wants to play your music, that's like a tribute. And, creative content goes a long way. Like I'm a fan of Rob Zombie's movies, okay? And all they are tributes to the movies that he grew up watching. All the horror movies. Like the original Devil's Rejects, or what was the first one? House of a Thousand Corpses. That was just a tribute to like slasher films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or whatever, And if someone wants to talk about the same topic I did, hey, more power to them. And, there's some YouTubers that do it more than others. However, it's all good, right, Thor? Thor's been preaching this today. It's all good, man. We all razz each other. We all, it's all part of a brotherhood, right, Thor? So, we're all a gang. That's what we are. That's why I focus on political issues. I say the things people don't want to hear and stand up to the things that they fear, says Thor. Thor is punk rock, is what Thor is. Rhymes with Orange says, why do people idle in perfect weather? It drives me nuts. Yeah, and they always park next to you, right? Like, you could be in an empty parking lot, right? There are like 3 trucks in the parking lot. So you park, you're away from everybody. And that one guy's got to, like, park next to you, and he's got that, sound going with his engine. His turbo's whistling a little bit, or his engine fan kicks on every 5 seconds. And it's kind of, it's annoying. Sorry, this guy was walking next to me. I was distracted. Can anyone give advice running through Atlanta to Florida? Never been through, but hear horror stories. I'm heading that way in a few days. Trucker Scene PA, where are you coming from? You have to take the loop, no matter what. Trucks are not allowed to go through the middle unless you're making a delivery in Atlanta. And your bills better say Atlanta. Alan Bequette, how's it going, Steve? Hope your holiday was great. It was, Alan. Hope yours was, too. Rick Jones says, don't go to Atlanta. And I speak of my racial views, Thor says, and with my video, I'll show them what we've been missing, but still nobody listens. What'd you say, Thor? Nobody listens to us on these videos, dude. What are you talking about? You have to take 285 around, says Pale Rider. Anybody have info on Great Wides? Asked Damon Moore. I do not. I absolutely have no information on them. So I wish I could help you out, Damon. I know that they're the carrier for the Associated Wholesale Grocers out of Oklahoma City. I know that. I know they have a lot of dedicated accounts. Go through at midnight in Atlanta. That's a good way. You've got a strong 8 to drive tomorrow. Book myself tight this week. James Best, you bring up a good point. If you're on the Schneider program, the more you get to know your customers, the more you can know what you can get away with. You can book tighter. You can book in situations where you know you're going to find parking, and that's where the program becomes easier. If you don't know the customers, you don't know what you're getting into. It could be a little bit tougher, but the more you know, the more efficient you can run, and the more efficient you can run, the more money you can make. There's your trucking tip for the night. Rob Zombie dud movies. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, Jim. Alan says White Zombie, Rob Zombie rocks. All depends on your division, right? American Trans Freight, don't know anything about him. Bandit has a video about Great Wide. Rhymes with Orange, worked on Thanksgiving and got the weekend off. Hell yeah. How does sound? Says nailed it. What? Maybe a truck is a hard starter. Captain Jim, he takes pieces of the old B movies and incorporates them in the videos in his music. It's cool. Okay, I'll check it out. Nebraska? Nebraska? What are you doing up in Nebraska? Nebraska, you're going to take... what part of Nebraska? Trucking YouTubers be next one labeled by FBI as a gang now, Snorlord. Good, Gary. Someone needs to keep an eye on us. Nebraska to Orlando. Bad traffic going north out of Florida today, says Matt Keeley. Yeah, it's the holidays, man. Ace says make sure you hit Atlanta off-peak hours. Yep, that would be the hours of 3 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. That's the off-peak hours at Atlanta. 3 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. That's the off-peak hours in Atlanta. That's it. That's all you get. You get 15 minutes. That's all you get. Brian, what's up? Tawny Catane. Well, Jim, now you're just throwing out random White Snake video girls. Trucker Eric, because I like to be comfortable while I turn my engine fan on and try to park away from not idling truck, but my reefer louder. Eric, I have no problems with idling as far as like, you know, like when it's perfect weather outside and you're just sitting for your 30-minute break, there's no reason to idle. That's all I'm saying. You know, what was funny is, you know, when I was a company guy, you know, you had somebody from the office say, "Oh, you don't need to idle unless it's below 40 degrees, or you don't need to idle unless it's 80 degrees, you know," and you're like, "Screw you, man, you're not out here, you don't know what it's like." But then when you start paying for fuel, you're like, "Man, it's only 40 degrees, I don't have to idle yet." You know, your perspective changes, you know. Atlanta's going to be bad tomorrow, Ace. I agree with you. There really is. Pale Rider says there really isn't a good time for Atlanta. Dude, 3 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. We are invisible empire. We all around you, says Thor. Sorry, a bit tongue-in-cheek, but guys, coffee down under rocks. I would like to taste some Australian coffee. Nope, working through it till next Saturday, says James Best. James Best has got a good channel. He does these extremely long live feeds. If you guys think my live feeds are long, his is like way long. It could be perfect weather, but with high blood pressure, you can feel hotter than a normal person. Oh, I get it. My wife's constantly like turning up the heat. And then I'm like sweating and she's still cold. Idle when you sleep. I'm dead heading to Nebraska, 1,100 miles. Wow. Hope they're paying you. New Zealand. Brian, I got a friend from New Zealand. I want to drive a land train someday, says Truckin' Ace. Great coffee here in Australia. Man, I would love to visit New Zealand. It's a beautiful place from the pictures I've seen. So, guys, this has been a fun feed. Thanks for occupying my time. And, Bri, you know, my friend from New Zealand, he told me he would come to Springfield and he would, you know, he lives in the States now. And he would tell us these great stories of driving the land trains out in the outback. And there was a character he was talking about. What was it? Crazy Bob or something? You know, nothing witty. If you're in here, you know, remind me who the name of the character was. Fat Bob, was it? Pale Rider, you know who I'm talking about. The person, our mutual friend from New Zealand. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. You're funny. I'm going to bail out, watch the game. Have a good night, brother. Yeah, everybody's wanting to watch football games, and everybody's got steaks, and everybody's got their lives. That's fine. I got no life. Sitting here in this truck. Those of you going to Atlanta tomorrow, good luck to you. I wish you well. Yeah. OKW, yep. And, Bri, you have a channel? Yep. Do you do videos? Let me look you up here. Let's go back to my,
Choose where you get more points. 3 times points
Shut
in
up.
1 of 5 categories. Plus 2 times
Skip
points.
ad. Oh,
2 times points.
Echo. Boring fart. Nope. Okay, you know, I was going to click on your deal. Captain Jim's got a new channel. He just got his CDL. He's going through training right now. Everybody check out his channel. Let's do some shout-outs. We got Trucker Eric Journey. We got My Truckin' Life Ace. We got Captain Jim, Pale Rider, of course. Anybody else wants a shout out? Other trucker James Bass. Anybody who has a wrench, with the exception of maybe a couple, they have good channels. Thor, the Outcast. See, you know, this Crete truck next to me, he's got what they call the opta-idle. That's when your truck starts all by itself when your truck gets below a certain temperature or above a certain temperature. Man, that would be hard on the engine. I had a friend of mine that had that, and his truck was always messing up. Captain Jim, can I have a wrench? All right, Jim, what you do is you go to my latest video and do a comment. And then the next time I'm on the laptop, I can add a wrench. I can't add wrenches on the fly like you iPhone guys can. Ace, you too. So, what you do is you go to my latest video, so I don't have to scroll all the way down when I get on the laptop, and say, hey, this is my wrench comment. And I'll you know, if I know you pretty good, I'll give you a wrench. And soon it'll be like Jeffrey Likespeeds, where like everybody that's in there's got a wrench. You'll have to teach me to give you one. It depends. If you got an iPhone, you can do it from the iPhone itself while the video's going. But with me, I have to get on the laptop. And I only get on my laptop like with Wi-Fi or at home like once a week or so. So if I don't give you a wrench tomorrow, don't freak out. Hopefully where I'm parking tomorrow, there'll be some Wi-Fi nearby. I get on the laptop and do some stuff. Yeah, you got a Droid? And then you're stuck like me. If you want to give wrenches, what you have to do is you have to go to YouTube Creator Studio on YouTube on your computer, and you go to Communities, and then you have to, I think you have to allow moderators. Pale Rider's an expert at this part. Maybe Pale Rider can do a video on how to add moderators on your YouTube channel. Why doesn't somebody do that? One of you truck drivers, do a non-trucking video explaining how to add moderators from your computer. Android is more complex on doing wrench. It can be done, though just not as easy as iPhone. Right. You're already lost on both points. Well, Jim, I can't help you there. I can't help you, dude. I can only help so many people. Anyways, if you guys are rolling through Oklahoma on I-40, I'm here at the border. I'm here at the pilot. So, hang out, flip me off, throw stuff at me. I don't care. So, alright guys, this video is done. This video is done, guys. See ya.